I absolutely love Todd Phillips' Joker movie from 2019. It's a masterful character study of a film about what causes someone to become a villain, filled with immaculate production values, fantastic performances, and it makes important social commentary. But there are some great films that are perfect standalone stories that should never receive a sequel, as they work being their own self-contained thing. Joker is one of them. But Joker was a huge success, becoming the first R-rated movie ever to cross $1 billion at the worldwide box office. And due to its budget of only $55 million, the movie was insanely profitable. Todd Phillips, the director, was not interested in making a sequel. He even went on record saying so. But however, because of the movie's insane success, Warner Brothers begged Todd Phillips to make a sequel, and so he did one, only making it a courtroom musical that antagonizes anyone who liked the original. And as someone who loves the original, I hated Joker Folie Deux. Let me explain. Hi all, I'm the Grinning Critic and I love talking about movies with a grin. Unfortunately today, I cannot be talking about Joker Folie Deux with a grin on my face, as the movie sucks. If you love the movie, I am very happy for you. I don't want to take anything away from you. I'm just here explaining why I hated this film. Now, one thing I have to give this movie credit for is that it is clear that Todd Phillips understands his audience for the original Joker film, and what they want out of this film. And it's important that the director understands this. And it's clear that Todd Phillips doesn't want to please the audience that liked his film in any way possible, and makes this film a film that antagonizes and subverts all expectations. No, I do not mean subverting expectations in a Last Jedi kind of way, where the subversion was done to challenge discourse over a group of people. I mean a subversion in a let's do everything that will insult the fans kind of way. A way for him to express his frustration with doing a sequel to a movie which should never have received one, and he clearly doesn't want to make a sequel. Why not make this film of similar flavour to the original and being a deep character study into a troubled human? Nah, instead of being a psychological thriller, we'll make a courtroom musical. I'm someone who believes you should judge a movie based on its individual merits. What does the movie go about in achieving what it's trying to achieve? Well, as a courtroom musical, the film sucks. While there may be impeccable set design, lighting, costume design, and colour grading on display in the musical sequences, for a musical, the one area that it really needs to succeed in is its songs. And the music in this film, it is awful! The courtroom element of this film does not really work at all. One of the many things that many, including myself, loved about the original Joker was its ambiguity, leaving many plot points open-ended and open to interpretation. Where this film uses its courtroom sequences to answer a lot of these open-ended threads from the original film, by having a whole bunch of characters giving testimonies stating facts. When writing, one of the most common pieces of advice given is show don't tell. Joker Folie Deux tells the audience everything. Characters in this film make appearances in court purely to just make statements about things that happened to them in the first film, which just comes across as lazy and poor storytelling. As a story in and of itself, there is no purpose for existence. There is so little character progression and development in the stories of this film that this film could have just been a post-credit scene to the original film. As for the romance between Joker and Harley, while this isn't completely bad like the musical sequences or the courtroom sequences, it lacks the depth that it needs for you to really buy into it. But while this romance does lack depth or reasoning, it does pose an interesting idea and the impact of seeing yourself in film, being represented by another persona, and what this can cause one to do. Now let's talk about that ending. In the end of this film, we learn that the Joker that we've been following in the first two films isn't the Joker, he's just some random guy in a mask. And the actual Joker is this guy who stabs him to death at the end of the film. Now, we've just been following some random guy who just puts on a clown face. I just hate that. It totally betrays the original. It makes no sense. Now, I hear that this was some Reddit theory or something, and so the filmmakers have made some Reddit theory come true, and a whole bunch of people love that. What? This is insanity. What were the filmmakers thinking? Why were they trying to destroy the original film? Now, normally, I'm one of those people who can normally see past the movie for having a sequel that kind of destroys the original. I can still love the original for what it is. But it is going to be so hard for me to revisit Joker without knowing what happens in the sequel, where the sequel says that film is totally invalid and we're just following some round guy in a clown face, not the actual Joker. That is just so upsetting to me, and it just baffles me why anyone would do that to their own movie. I hated that. I just still cannot believe that Warner Brothers was prepared to release a film that so actively destroys the original in a way that I don't think I've ever seen any other film do. I'm going to give Joker Folie a D. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm the Grinning Critic, and don't forget to subscribe to me. It'll make me grin again, that's for sure.